Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, all finished. Try saying that fast. I have enough trouble speaking, let alone saying that fast. Anyway, bushcraft all. Put it in the antler time yesterday, glued it all up. All finished. Hardened. As you can see, the hardened line. The tip turned grey, so that's usually indicative. I haven't tested it for hardness, but the tip went grey, so that's usually indicative of the metal going quite hard. The colour lines went straw here, and then blue, and then grey, and then really grey right here. So yeah, not too bad. That's what I made it out of. It was a Wiltshire file. You can actually see, it says Wiltshire, Australia there. So it was actually a bit thinner file than that. So it was a round file, but it was a bit thinner file stock. And it went to about there, and I cut it off. I got that much of the file left because I was going to make one of these, which is my take on an all striker combination. But I thought, no, I'm going to make just a bushcraft all. So I got it to about there, cut it off with the disc grinder, then squared it up, put it in the forge, got it hot, squared it all up. So just squared it up so it was all nice and even, squared. Then drew the point out to a point, twisted it, just put that twist in, hit it with the grinder a bit with the cut off disc, just to put the slots in it, and then ground it all, like really put a nice point on it with the grinder, ground the back end off it, and then it was all basically did a thermal cycle and brought it home. That's when I heat treated it, which was, I showed it the other day, yesterday, was heated up to red and dipped it in oil, and it's quenched. Haven't tempered it, don't think I need to, because this part down here would still be nice and soft, but up here's nice and hard. Piece of leather, not too thick, but normal leather, and it should punch. I thought it was punching through there. Yeah, punching through, does a nice neat hole. I probably could sharpen that up a little bit just to make it a little bit easier, because yeah, but it does punch through pretty easy. But I was trying to file it last night, and the files were skating fairly easy. So that files are usually about 62 Rockwell, and it was skating on that. It wasn't filing very easy. So that's, yeah, probably pretty darn hard still. That's a file. You can hear it skating. It's not filing very well. Normally you hear it file or bite, but that's skating still. So yeah, that's the whole thing. That one is going to be turned into one of them, which is a file striker, all striker. So yeah, I've got one more of these, that one there, and I've got one more round of that size. So I'll probably, I don't know what I'll do. I might make another one of these bushcraft. I like these bushcraft alls. They're nice. But using all the tips up, I've only got a couple more tips. I don't know. I actually buggered the other one. This is not the original one I showed on the video yesterday. When I was drilling it, I drilled it down and it burst out the side, so I had to cut it off. I lost a little bit of it. I'm still going to keep the other bit. I've got the other bit. I'll keep it. It'll be used, but because this is a precious resource for me, I can't get them very often. So I don't throw any of the antler away at all. I use every bit of it because it is a very precious resource for me. So yeah, but I don't want to use all the tines up for, I don't know, I wanted to make a skin dough, and I wanted to use one of the tines for a skin dough, which is Scottish black knife, the traditional Scottish boot knife skin dough. And one of the antlers seems to be very conductive to holding it. It's got a very nice curvature to it like this, so it'd fit in the hand. Not a very traditional handle. They mainly were wood, I think, but I think it might work for the skin dough variant that I was thinking of. Yeah, so I don't know, but I don't know yet. I'll see what happens with it. So we'll go. I'll just go with the flow with that antler. I'm not going to cut any more tips off it until I decide exactly what I wanted to do. But I wanted to show you that it turned out really nice. When I was burying it, this is on the diagonal, so I don't know. I should have maybe put it on the squared off, because when you're doing, I suppose you can just hold it off kilter, because you really should be punching the holes like that, not on the diagonal. But yeah, it seemed to want to go in that way. So yeah, and it looks pretty cool. Feels really good in the hand. I probably will have to sharpen it up, but you don't want it really hideously sharp, I suppose. I don't know. I'm very glad that it was more arse and class than that I retained the Wiltshire Australia. It's upside down, but anyway, life's like that. Yeah, upside down, Wiltshire Australia. But anyway, at least I retained it. I really like retaining all, this one's retained it too, Wiltshire Australia, and my O. I didn't put an O on this, but it's really hard to get that O on some of these smaller works. I probably could have put it right there, but yeah, it's hard to get the O on it. I could stamp it on there, but if you heat the stamps up, those stamps are hardened steel. Once you heat them up, you nail them basically, and it buggers them. So yeah, if you want to throw the stamp away, yeah, it's all good. Heat it up and bang a O in the antler. But yeah, it's hard on really small work. You just have to forego putting your O on it. This one's going to probably turn into one of them. I like this. This is a nice striker. Sparks really well. Not even going to try and spark that, because that's not what it's about. But yeah, turned out well. Here's a close-up of it. Nice. That antler is really nice. Nice and smooth. There was a few scarps on it, which I went over with file just to clean it up. The tip was a little bit bashed about, so I cleaned it all up. But it's organic, you know. That happens though. They're a living thing that gets scarped up. So yeah. But the twist turned out really nice tight twist. So yeah, I've been hitting it with the wire wheel just to clean it up a bit. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Anyway, yeah, I probably this one I put a always put a that has that on it, just to protect it. I might put a piece of cork on it, I might put a leather sheath on it yet. I don't know. I'll see how I feel with that. So yeah, I might make a leather wrap up for it. But I might have to make a kit up. Have a traditional bushcraft kit, because I've got my antler knife. I have an antler knife, have the bushcraft awl, a striker. Yeah, that might be a go-to. So yeah. Anyway, that's my bushcraft awl. I wanted to show you that on film. Thanks for watching.